Hello friends, welcome to my channel 5 Minutes History. In this video, let's explore the history of the Aztecs, one of the largest empires of the Americas and the ancient world. The Aztecs were a Nahuatl-speaking Mesoamerican civilization that flourished in the area of central and southern Mexico from 1300 to 1521 CE. They were originally a tribe of hunters and gatherers in northern Mexico before their appearance in Mesoamerica in 12th century. The term Aztec means people from Aztlan, a mythical place of origin for several ethnic groups in northern Mexico. It is noteworthy that Aztec people didn't identify themselves as Aztecs, but instead Culua Mexica, to link themselves with Culhuacan, the center of the most civilized people of Valley of Mexico. Today, the term Aztec has become a historically accepted designation for the empire founded by the Nahuatl-speaking people. At the beginning of the 12th century, the highly developed Toltec civilization of central Mexico and its capital Tula had collapsed. Mexica people took advantage of the situation and traveled from the arid plateau of northern Mexico towards the fertile, heavily settled central zone. They set up temporary settlements near the ruins of Tula, but later again traveled south as per the divine intervention of their god, Huitzilopochtli, who instructed them to depart again in search of a permanent home, the location of which would be revealed by the appearance of an eagle perched on a cactus with a serpent in its beak. After a long pilgrimage, the Aztec elders are said to have encountered the omen in 1325 on a small island in Lake Texcoco. There they built a temple and the first dwellings which later became the powerful capital city of Tenochtitlán. The golden age of the Aztec Empire began in 1428 under the ruler Itzcotl, with the formation of the Triple Alliance between Mexico Tenochtitlan and the neighboring states of Texcoco and Tlacopan. Later, by military conquest, Tenochtitlan gained control over virtually all settlements in the Valley of Mexico and the regions beyond, comprising by 1519 some 6 million people spread over 80,000 square miles, and became the most dominant power in Mesoamerica, equaled in the New World only by that of the Incas of Peru. At its height, Tenochtitlan covered more than 5 square miles and had upward of 140,000 inhabitants, making it the most densely populated settlement ever achieved by a Mesoamerican civilization. The political system of the Aztecs was despotism. Kings and quasi-kings ruled over city-states and interacted with one another. The political foundation that bound them was a system of taxes and tributes designed to raise the status of the sovereigns and the nobility, ultimately oppressing the commoners. The life of a commoner in Aztec civilization was dedicated nearly entirely to work. While males were expected to grow up to be warriors and work in the same occupation as their fathers, females were expected to serve more domestic roles. The lowest class in the Aztec society was that of the slaves. While the life of the slaves was by no means comfortable and luxurious, it was far better than the forms of slavery in any other ancient society. Aztec religion was the synthesis of elements from many other Mesoamerican cultures. It cited the existence of 13 heavens and 9 underworlds. Each level of the 13 heavens was ruled by its own god or sometimes even multiple gods. Prominent in the Aztec pantheon were Huitzilopochtli, the god of war, Tonatiuh, the god of sun, Tlaloc, god of rain, and Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, the giver of life. Human sacrifice, particularly by offering a victim's heart to sun god Tonatiuh, was commonly practiced. Moreover, in order to guarantee human existence, the Aztecs, as people of the sun, had to nourish Huitzilopochtli with human blood. Slaves and prisoners of war would be sacrificed to the gods according to a ritual calendar, as well as in the times of drought, famine, or other periods of strife. If there were not enough people to sacrifice, then the Aztecs would attack their neighbors to gather some prisoners for bloodletting. Aztec religious life was organized around the calendars, on which the elaborate rituals and ceremonies were performed by the priesthood. The Aztecs were highly advanced in reading stars. They made use of 2 calendars, one of which was exclusively reserved for tracking of religious ceremonies and had 260 days. The other calendar was used for tracking of time, which had 365 days, having 18 months of 20 days each. Both calendars coincided after 52 years. Aztecs made several important advancements in the domains of education and science. They were among the first societies in the world to make education compulsory for all. This education also included basic military training for all male students. In the field of science, they made advancements in mathematics, medicine, and astronomy. They had their own number system, which used 20 as its base. Steam baths and a variety of herbs were used as medicines. They followed advanced practices in agriculture and were self-sufficient in food production. All progress and expansion of the Aztec Empire was halted in 1519 with the arrival of the Spanish conquistadores, led by Hernán Cortés. Cortés led a force of some 500 European soldiers into central Mexico and imprisoned the 9th Aztec Emperor Moctezuma II in his own palace. As this shift in power became clear to Moctezuma's subjects, they rose in revolt. In this battle, Moctezuma II was killed. Cuauhtémoc, the last independent Aztec ruler, continued the fierce defense of the Tenochtitlán, but was eventually defeated on 13th August 1521. He was later tortured and killed by the Spanish. With this, the glorious Aztec Empire came to an end. The Spanish founded Mexico City on the ruins of Tenochtitlan, and from there they proceeded to conquer entire Mesoamerica. Among the various reasons for the Spanish conquest of the Aztec Empire were the skilled leadership and superior arms of the Spaniards, and the deadly European diseases against which the Aztecs had no immunity. The Spaniards also took great advantage of the mutual rivalry among the various tribes. Thousands of Native American warriors joined the Spanish invasion against their own people and ultimately led to the Spanish conquest of the entire Mesoamerica.